Elon Musk, a name that evokes innovation, technology, and a future straight out of a science fiction movie. From space travel to electric cars to the energy revolution, Musk is synonymous with progress. But behind his extraordinary successes lies a question that few have the courage to ask. What are the deepest convictions of the man who dreams of bringing humanity to Mars? Prepare to discover a surprising and deeply human side of one of the most influential visionaries of our time. Before proceeding, I ask you all to subscribe and comment with your opinion, or simply with an amen. Now let's listen to the words of Elon Musk.
Science and religion coexist?
Probably not.
Do you pray?
I don't. I didn't even pray when I almost died of malaria.
Do you have a spiritual life?
Well, it sort of depends on what spiritual means. You know, I'm less convinced that there's, say, some super consciousness watching over our every movement and kind of evaluating it against some criteria, you know, and deciding whether we're going to go to one place or another when we die. I think that's unlikely.
Okay, what do you worship?
Well, I don't really worship anything, but I do devote myself to the advancement of humanity using technology.
I'm actually a big believer in the principles of Christianity. I think they're very good.
So in what sense then are you not religious?
When I was, I don't know, about 11 or 12 years old, I had somewhat of an existential crisis because there just didn't seem to be any meaning in the world, like no meaning to life. And so I actually tried to read all the religious texts. I was a voracious reader as a kid. So I obviously read the Bible. I read the Quran, the Torah, you know, the various, but on the Hindu side, just trying to understand all these things. And obviously, as a 12-year-old, you're not really going to understand these things super well. But I've just
you understood it well enough to have an existential crisis when you were 11 or 12.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure
that's
out,
a start.
Does anyone have an answer that makes sense? And then I started getting into the philosophy books, and I read quite a bit of Schopenhauer and Nietzsche, and which is quite depressing to read as a kid.
Yeah, you might say that.
That's depressing as an adult, but and none of them really seem to have, to me, answers that resonated, at least to me.
You said you're with Einstein, that you believe in the God of Spinoza.
Yes.
So, you know, that's a view that God is like the universe and reveals himself through the laws of physics, or as Einstein said, through the lawful harmony of the world.
Yeah, I would agree that God of the simulator or whatever, the supreme being or beings, reveal themselves through the physics. You know, they're creators of this existence. And it's incumbent upon us to try to understand more about this wondrous creation.
Do you believe in God?
I believe there's some explanation for this universe, which you might call God. This notion of forgiveness is important. I think it's essential because if you don't forgive, then, you know, I forget who said it, but an eye for an eye makes everyone blind. If you're going to seek vengeance and you have this never-ending cycle of vengeance.
Now, I'm not a religious person, but I nonetheless got on my knees and prayed for that mission. I would say I generally agree with the teachings of Christianity, but I am not religious. Like turn the other cheek and love thy neighbor as thyself and that kind of thing.
But do you believe in like a God or like a higher power?
Well, something created the universe, or the universe is, you know, here. How did it come to be? You could say whatever caused the universe to come to be is God, or, you know, gods, depending on your view. I don't know. I think as a philosophy that I think makes sense,
is to go out there and to expand consciousness so that we're better able to answer the questions of, like, what is the meaning of life? What is the nature of the universe? What are even the right questions to ask? And if we can expand consciousness, more humans and more digital intelligence, then our opportunity to understand the meaning of life is that much greater. And so I would I have the philosophy of curiosity to understand the nature of reality.
I mean, let's just say, like, I agree with the principles that Jesus advocated, and there's great wisdom in the teachings of Jesus, and I agree with those teachings. And things like turn the other cheek are very important, because as opposed to an eye for an eye. An eye for an eye leaves everyone blind. So forgiveness, is important, and treating people as you would wish to be treated. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Very important.
So it's like a 60-70% yes?
As Einstein would say, I believe in the God of Spinoza. But hey, if Jesus is saving people, I mean, I wouldn't stand in his way. They'll be sure, I'll be saved. Why not?
Sweet.
Whether we are fans or critics, Elon Musk's journey offers us an important lesson. Success is not just about what we achieve physically, but also what we believe in internally. Ultimately, each of us seeks answers to life's big questions, and spirituality can be a key part of that search. Whatever your beliefs, the important thing is to follow your path with purpose and truth. And remember, the greatest legacy we leave is not just in our groundbreaking inventions, but in the impact we have on the lives of those around us. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates.